The beacon wouldn't stop. "Don't leave me alone." It played over and over, warped by static, the voice barely human anymore. Sometimes it stretched, like the words were being pulled apart. Sometimes it cut out mid-sentence, only to start again. "Don't leave me." I remember thinking, before the crash, that whoever sent it was already dead. Turns out, I was wrong. Or maybe I just didn't recognize my own voice yet. The Arden Veil went down hard on the ice fields of Kestrel 9. No atmosphere worth breathing. No signals except that damn loop echoing through every comm channel. The impact snapped the ship like a spine. I woke up half buried in twisted metal, tasting coolant and blood. It took me a long time to realize the silence wasn't temporary. Davis was still strapped into his seat, neck bent at an angle that didn't belong to anything living. Romero. I didn't look long. I didn't need to. I tried to move them anyway. One arm didn't work. My leg wasn't much better. I dragged myself across the wreckage, slipping on frozen blood, telling them I was sorry like that meant anything. Every morning, if you could call that dim gray light morning, I woke up colder than the last. I talked to them, said their names out loud so they wouldn't disappear. And through it all, the beacon kept playing. "Don't leave me alone." I thought it was coming from orbit. I thought it was someone else. By the 5th day, I stopped hoping for rescue. By the 8th, I stopped trying to count. By the 11th, I was just waiting, curled between broken panels, staring at the frozen shapes of my crew, whispering apologies I couldn't finish. The beacon crackled again. "Don't leave me alone." I laughed that time. Or tried to. It came out like choking. "Yeah," I muttered, voice barely there. Guess we're both out of luck. The hatch groaned open behind me. Light poured in. Real light, sharp and blinding. For a second, I thought it was finally over. That I'd made it to whatever came next. A voice followed the light. Calm. Precise. Not human. "You are not dead." I didn't turn around. Didn't have the strength. "Shame," I whispered. I didn't expect her to answer. For a while, she didn't. There was just the sound of something moving through the wreckage behind me. Not heavy. Careful. Precise. Metal shifting. Boots, if they were boots, touching down without weight. Then she spoke again. "You are Luke Harris." It wasn't a question. I let out a dry breath. Was. A pause. Long enough that I thought maybe she was scanning me, measuring what was left. "You are still alive." Temporary problem. Silence again. Then she stepped into view. I remember thinking she didn't belong to this place. Everything about Kestrel 9 was dead weight and frozen edges. Steel, ice, broken bodies. And then there was her, standing in the middle of it like she'd been placed there wrong. She was smaller than I expected, maybe 1.5 meters. Thin frame, too thin to look strong. Skin that shifted color under the light, gray, then pale blue, like it couldn't decide what it was supposed to be. Her eyes were the worst part. Too large, reflective, like oil on water. They didn't blink much. "They said you'd come for bodies," I muttered. "Or intel. Not this." "They said many things," she replied. Her voice didn't change. No tone, no edge. Just flat certainty. "Valkyrie Retrieval Unit," I said, forcing the words out. "Living weapon. That's what the brief said." "I am Arya." "Yeah." I coughed, pain cutting through my ribs. "That sounds less threatening." She crouched beside me. Up close, I could see the details. Fine lines under her skin that pulsed faintly with light. Not veins. Something else. Something engineered. She reached toward me. I flinched. Bad idea. Everything screamed. "Don't," I hissed. Her hand stopped midair. Not hesitant. Just paused. "You are critically injured." "Good. That is not." "It is." I cut her off, sharper than I meant to. "That's the point." She studied me again. Too long. Too focused. Like she was trying to understand something that didn't make sense. "I was sent to retrieve survivors," she said finally. I gestured weakly around us. The bodies. The broken seats. The frozen silence. "Mission accomplished. You are the only one left." "Yeah." Another pause. Then, quietly, "That is why I will stay." I blinked at her. "No," I said. "No, that's not how this works." She didn't respond. "You grab me, drag me onto your ship, collect whatever's worth something, and leave. That's the deal. That's what your kind does." "I will not leave." I let out something between a laugh and a cough. "You don't get a choice. I have already made it." That was the first time something about her bothered me more than the eyes. The certainty. No hesitation. No negotiation. like the outcome had already been decided somewhere I didn't have access to. Why? I asked. Simple question. She didn't answer it. Instead, her gaze shifted past me, toward the twisted comm panel half buried under debris. The beacon crackled again. Don't leave me alone. Her head tilted slightly. That strange, almost mechanical motion. You are transmitting this, she said. I frowned. No, I'm not. The signal originates from this vessel. Yeah, no kidding. That's why I've been listening to it for 11 days. Her eyes flicked back to me. No, she said again. You are transmitting this. Something cold settled in my chest. That's not my voice. It is degraded, she replied. But consistent. I shook my head too fast. Vision swam. You're wrong. She didn't argue. Didn't push. Just watched me. The beacon played again. Don't leave me alone. And for a second, just a second, it sounded closer. Familiar in a way I couldn't place. I swallowed hard. Doesn't matter, I muttered. You're wasting your time. I do not waste time. Then stop pretending I'm worth it. Another pause. Then, softer this time. You survived. I closed my eyes. Yeah, I said. That's the problem. When I opened them again, she was still there. Hadn't moved. Hadn't left. Just sitting beside me in the wreckage, like she belonged there now. Like she wasn't going anywhere. And for the first time since the crash, that bothered me more than the silence ever did. If you've watched this far, then this story is really interesting to you. Please confirm it by clicking like under this video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me understand what story to publish for you next. Let's move on. I woke up because the beacon had stopped. No static. No broken voice dragging itself through the same 4 words. Just silence. For a second, I thought I'd finally died. Then the pain came back. Dull this time. Muted. Like it was happening somewhere else and my body just hadn't gotten the message yet. I opened my eyes. I wasn't in the wreckage anymore. The ceiling above me curved, seamless, alive with faint lines of light that pulsed slowly, like something breathing. The air was warm. Too warm. It felt wrong against my skin after days in the cold. I tried to move. Bad idea. Something tightened around my ribs. Not physically, but inside, like the pain had been wrapped and contained instead of removed. Do not attempt to stand. Her voice. Of course. I turned my head slightly. That was enough. Arya sat beside me, exactly where she had been in the wreckage. Close, still, watching. No change in posture. No sign she had moved at all between then and now. How long? I asked. 3 rotations. Days. Yes. I let that settle. You dragged me out. Yes. And the others? They remain. I stared at the ceiling. Right. Silence stretched. Then, you attempted to move them, she added. I let out a breath. Yeah, didn't work out. Your injuries were already severe. That's not why it didn't work. She didn't respond. Didn't need to. I shifted slightly, testing what still belonged to me. My arms worked now. Slowly. My leg mostly. The pain was there, just dulled, like someone had turned the volume down instead of fixing anything. What did you do? I asked. Stabilization. Not healing. No. Figures. I closed my eyes for a second. That's when I heard it. Faint. Almost gone. Don't leave me alone. My eyes snapped open. Turn that off, I snapped. It is not active. It just played. No. I stared at her. You're telling me I imagined it? I am telling you there is no external transmission. The word sat wrong. External. I pushed myself up slightly. Pain flared, sharp this time, cutting through whatever she'd done to suppress it. Then where is it coming from? She didn't answer immediately. Her gaze shifted, not to the walls this time. To me. It originates with you. I laughed. Short. Dry. No. You vocalized the phrase during unconscious states. That doesn't mean. It matches the signal pattern from the wreckage. Something in my chest tightened. That's not possible. It is consistent. I shook my head. I don't remember sending anything. That does not negate the action. I looked away from her. Bad move. The silence in here was different than the wreckage. Too clean. Too controlled. No wind. No creaking metal. Just the low hum of whatever kept this ship alive. And underneath it, that echo. Faint, but there. Don't leave me alone. I clenched my jaw. Stop analyzing it. I am not analyzing. Then stop listening. I cannot. Why not? Another pause. Then, simply, because it is directed. I turned back to her. At what? Her eyes didn't move. At me. That didn't make sense. Nothing about this made sense. I didn't know you existed, I said. Correct. Then how could I be calling you? You are not calling me specifically. Then what are you saying? She tilted her head slightly. That same unnatural motion. You are expressing a condition. Yeah, I muttered. It's called dying alone. No. The word was quiet. Certain. You are expressing resistance to isolation. I stared at her. That's the same thing. It is not. I let out a breath, sharper than I intended. Look, whatever you think you're seeing, you're wrong. I wasn't calling for help. I wasn't trying to survive. I was just waiting. For termination. Yeah. She studied me again. Longer this time. Then, you did not terminate. That wasn't the plan. But it is the result. I looked away again. Lucky me. Silence. Then she spoke again, softer now. You continue to repeat the phrase. I know. You do not stop. I noticed. Why? I closed my eyes. Because it's stuck, I said. Like everything else up here. That is not sufficient explanation. It's the only one you're getting. Another pause. Then, you resent survival. I let out a humorless laugh. You're catching on. You associate survival with failure. I didn't answer. Didn't need to. She already knew. They died, I said after a moment. All of them. And I didn't. That is accurate. And you think that's something worth saving? Yes. I turned my head slowly, forcing myself to look at her. Why? No hesitation this time. Because you remain. That's not a reason. It is. It's not enough. It is sufficient. I shook my head. You don't get it. Explain. I almost smiled. Almost. You ever watch people die? I asked. Yes. People you were responsible for? Pause. No. Then you don't get to tell me what's sufficient. Silence filled the space between us again. But she didn't look away. Didn't retreat. Just stayed there. Watching. Waiting. Like she had all the time in the world. And like she had already decided she wasn't going anywhere. The echo came again, quieter now. Don't leave me alone. This time, I didn't deny it. I just turned my head and pretended I hadn't heard it at all. They let me walk after 6 days. Not because I was healed. Because I wouldn't stay still anymore. You are damaging the stabilization, Arya said, watching me drag myself across the narrow corridor of her ship. Good, I muttered. Maybe it'll finish the job. It will not. Disappointing. She didn't respond. She never did when I pushed like that. Just followed, quiet, constant, like gravity. That was worse than arguing. We were assigned a routine survey not long after. That's what they called it. A drifting outpost at the edge of a dead mining sector. No active signals. No registered life forms. Just debris and silence. Perfect, I said, pulling on my suit. Exactly my kind of place. You are not required to disembark, Arya said. I'm not required to do anything. That is incorrect. I ignored her and sealed the helmet. The outpost looked like it had been abandoned in a hurry. Outer plating torn open, docking ring half collapsed. No power except for intermittent flickers deep inside. We entered through a fractured airlock. The moment my boots hit the metal floor, something felt wrong. Not danger. Familiarity. Like I'd been here before. You detected, Arya said quietly behind me. Yeah, I muttered. I hate that. We moved deeper. Dim corridors. Broken panels. Frost creeping along the walls where life support had failed years ago. And then, the sound. Faint. Distorted. Don't leave me. I froze. Arya didn't. She tilted her head slightly, tracking the source. It originates ahead. No, I said immediately. No, that's not possible. We kept moving. The signal grew clearer with every step. Don't leave me alone. This time, there was no mistaking it. My voice. Not similar. Not degraded. Mine. I reached the central comm room before I realized I was moving. The door was half open, jammed in place. I forced it the rest of the way, ignoring the way my arm protested. Inside, old equipment, dust, dead screens, and one active console, flickering, repeating the signal. Don't leave me alone. I stared at it. That's not possible, I said again, quieter this time. Arya stepped beside me. It is a relay. A what? The signal from your vessel was captured, repeated, distributed. I shook my head. No, I never sent it this far. You did not need to. The system amplified it. That doesn't make sense. It is functioning. That's not the point. The message looped again. Same tone. Same rhythm. Same break in the last word. Don't leave me. I stepped back like it had hit me. I don't remember this, I said. That does not invalidate it. I didn't send this. You did. I would remember. You were in a compromised state. I wasn't unconscious. You were deteriorating. I turned on her. You're telling me I set up a distress relay across multiple systems while bleeding out in a wreck. I am telling you the system contains your signal. That's not the same thing. Silence. Then, you were attempting to be heard. The words landed wrong. Not sharp. Heavy. I wasn't calling anyone, I said. There was no one out there. You did not know that. I did. You assumed. I accepted it. That is different. I let out a breath, slow and controlled. No, I said. It's the same thing. The message played again. Don't leave me alone. I closed my eyes. For a second, I could see it. The wreck. The cold. The bodies. My hands shaking as I tried to get the comm panel working. Static everywhere. Systems failing. And me? Saying something. Not thinking about it. Not deciding. Just saying it. I didn't mean it like that, I muttered. Arya didn't ask what I meant. She just waited. I wasn't asking for help, I said. I knew no one was coming. Then why transmit? I didn't answer immediately. Because I didn't know. Or maybe I did, and I just didn't like the answer. I stopped. The word wouldn't come. Continue. I was just making noise, I finished. Filling the silence. That is not consistent with signal repetition. It is if you're losing it. You were not cognitively unstable. I laughed. You weren't there. I have the data. Yeah. I turned back to the console. Then show me where I asked to be saved. She didn't move. Didn't access the system. Just stood there beside me. You did not request extraction, she said. Exactly. You requested presence. I went still. That's not. It is consistent with the phrase. It's not the same thing. It is distinct. I shook my head again, harder this time. No, I was alone. That's it. End of story. The message played again. Closer this time. Like it wasn't coming from the speakers anymore. Don't leave me alone. I clenched my fists. I didn't think anyone would hear it. That does not change the intent. There was no intent. There was. I turned on her again, frustration cutting through everything else. You don't get to tell me what I meant. No, she said calmly. But I can observe what you expressed. And what's that? She held my gaze. You did not want to be the last one. The words hit harder than they should have. I looked away, back at the console, at the endless loop of my own voice echoing through a place that had nothing to do with me. And yet, it was here, because of me. I don't remember setting this up, I said quietly. That is not required. Then how do I stop it? Arya paused. Then, you do not. I frowned. What? It will continue until the system fails. That could take years. Yes. I stared at the console, at the message, at the version of me that had sent it without thinking. Or maybe thinking too clearly. You're just going to leave it? I asked. Yes. Why? She didn't hesitate this time. Because it is true. I didn't argue. Didn't shut it down. Didn't touch the console at all. I just stood there, listening to my own voice echo through an empty station that had no reason to remember me. And for the first time, I wasn't sure if I wanted it to stop. They called it a low-risk recovery sweep. That's what the briefing said. Drifting contact. Minimal power. Possible survivors. I almost laughed when I read it. Minimal risk. I muttered, checking the seals on my suit. That's usually when things go wrong. Arya stood across from me in the airlock, already prepared. Her suit was different, sleeker, grown rather than assembled. It shifted slightly with her movements, like it was alive. You anticipate hostility, she said. I anticipate reality. That is not a measurable variable. It is where I come from. She didn't respond. She just stepped closer to the hatch. Stay on the ship, I said. No. I exhaled slowly. You're not combat trained. I am sufficient. That's not what I asked. You asked me to remain. Yeah. I will not. I looked at her. Really looked this time. Same stillness. Same certainty. No hesitation. You don't follow orders, I said. We are not in a command hierarchy. Feels like we should be. It is not required. I shook my head. Fine. Stay behind me. I will not. Then at least pretend you care about basic survival. I do. Good. Then follow me. That is acceptable. Close enough. The enemy ship, Dominion design, older model, drifted just beyond the outpost perimeter. Hull scarred. Systems barely active. Dead. Or pretending to be. We breached through a damaged maintenance port. Inside, darkness. Cold. The kind of silence that feels like it's watching you. Life signs. I whispered. Arya paused, her head tilting slightly. 3, she said. Weak. 3's better than none. 2 are non-viable. Then 1. We moved deeper. Every step echoed too loud. Every shadow looked like it might move if I looked away long enough. And then, a sound. Not mechanical. Breathing. I found him slumped against a bulkhead. Suit torn open. Blood frozen along the edges. One arm limp at his side. Young. Too young. His weapon lifted the moment he saw me. Shaking. Human, he rasped. Yeah, I said, keeping my hands visible. Easy. You'll take me. No. You're lying. Yeah, I admitted. But not about that. He didn't lower the weapon. Didn't have the strength to raise it properly either. Why, he asked. Because you're dying. That is acceptable. I hesitated. That word again. Acceptable. Like it was a conclusion. Like he'd already decided. I knew that tone. I'd used it. Back in the wreck. Yeah, I said quietly. I used to think that too. Arya moved past me. Straight toward him. The weapon shifted toward her. Don't, I said. He didn't fire. Didn't have the strength. Arya crouched in front of him, already pulling out a compact medical unit. You are experiencing critical blood loss, she said. He let out a weak laugh. Observation confirmed. I will stabilize you. No, he said immediately. Her hands didn't stop. I do not require consent for life preservation. I am Dominion, he rasped. You are enemy. That is correct. Then why? Because you are alone. He froze. Not physically. Something else. Like the word hit somewhere deeper than pain. That is irrelevant, he said after a moment. It is not. I watched her work. Precise. Efficient. No hesitation. No judgment. Just action. You're disobeying protocol, I said. Yes. Orders were clear. Yes. And you don't care. No. The soldier's breathing steadied slightly as the device pulsed against his chest. His grip on the weapon loosened. Why? He asked again, weaker now. Arya didn't look at him. Because termination in isolation is not optimal. That's not a reason. It is sufficient. I let out a breath. That's not why, I said. She paused. Just for a second. Then continued. Clarify. I looked at the soldier. At the way he was trying to stay conscious. At the way his eyes kept drifting, like he was already halfway gone. He's scared, I said. That's why. Arya didn't respond. He doesn't want to die alone, I added. The words felt heavier this time. Different. The soldier's eyes shifted to me. You understand? He whispered. Yeah, I said. I do. His weapon slipped from his hand, clattered against the floor. Arya stabilized him fully a few seconds later. Vitals weak, but holding. We will transport him, she said. That's not going to go over well. I am aware. They're going to ask why we didn't leave him. Yes. I rubbed a hand over my face. Got a good answer? She looked at me. No. I exhaled. Yeah, me neither. We carried him back in silence. Not tense. Not heavy. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that doesn't feel empty anymore. As we sealed the airlock behind us, the soldier stirred slightly. You should have left me, he muttered. I glanced at Arya. She didn't look at him. You are incorrect, she said. Why? She paused. Then, because you are not the last one. The word stayed with me. Long after we got back. Long after the debrief. Long after they started asking questions I didn't have answers for. That night, I didn't sleep. Just sat there, staring at the wall, listening to the faint echo in my head. Don't leave me alone. For the first time, I didn't hate the sound of it. I just didn't know what to do with it yet. They didn't call it a negotiation. They called it containment. 7 Dominion ships dropped out of hyperspace like they owned the dark. Clean formation. No wasted movement. 1 dreadnought at the center, swallowing starlight. Overkill for 1 survivor. Power signatures are escalating. Arya said beside me, her voice as steady as ever. No kidding. I stood in the command chamber, staring at the tactical display. Red markers everywhere. Our station, small, fragile by comparison, looked like it had already lost. It just hadn't been told yet. They want him back, the commander said. Immediately. Or they take him. Through us. Yes. I nodded once. That made sense. Too much sense. Does he want to go back? I asked. The room went quiet. That wasn't the question they expected. He has requested asylum. The commander said finally. Then we don't hand him over. That is not your decision. No, I agreed. But it's the right one. Silence again. Then, they will destroy this station. Maybe. 300,000 civilians. I see them. And you would risk them? I didn't answer immediately, because that was the wrong question. Arya stepped forward. There is an alternative, she said. Everyone turned. Of course they did. She didn't belong in rooms like this. Didn't hesitate anyway. They do not want war, she continued. They want resolution. They want their soldier, the commander snapped. They want control, Arya corrected, and the appearance of success. I watched her. Same tone, same certainty, like she'd already solved it. What are you suggesting? I asked. She didn't look at the commander. She looked at me. You will speak to them. I blinked. No. You are the one who retrieved the survivor. That doesn't make me a diplomat. You are the one who chose preservation over protocol. That makes me a problem. It makes you relevant. I shook my head. I'm not doing this. You will. No, I won't. You already have. That stopped me. What? You initiated contact when you transmitted the signal. I stared at her. That's not the same thing. It is functionally identical. I was half dead. You were expressing intent. Yeah, I said. To not be alone. She held my gaze. That is the basis of this negotiation. I looked away. Back at the tactical display. At the overwhelming force waiting just outside. At the inevitable outcome if we got this wrong. This isn't the same, I said quietly. It is. They're not me. No, she said. But they understand loss. I let out a breath. You're asking me to talk a warship out of a war. I am asking you to communicate a shared condition. That's not how this works. It is how this works. The commander stepped in. This is not a theoretical exercise. If you fail, I know what happens. I cut in. Silence. Then I looked at Arya again. You're serious? Yes. You think this will work? Yes. Why? No hesitation. Because you will not appeal to authority. Obviously, you will not appeal to logic. Less obviously, you will appeal to something they cannot ignore. I narrowed my eyes. And what's that? She didn't look away. Isolation. The word settled. Heavy. Familiar. I exhaled slowly. This is a bad idea. Yes. And we're doing it anyway. Yes. Great. The docking bay was empty when I walked in. They insisted on that. No escort. No backup. Just me. Personal, not political. That's what they said. The Dominion shuttle landed without sound. The ramp lowered. And he stepped out. Older than I expected. Scarred. The kind of man who had buried too many people to remember their names anymore. He looked at me like I was already dead. You are the human, he said. Yeah. You took my soldier. I saved your soldier. That is not your decision to make. No, I agreed. But I made it anyway. He stepped closer. You will return him. No. Simple. Clean. No room for interpretation. His hand twitched. Weapon. Restraint. Control. You misunderstand your position. I don't think I do. You are alone. I almost laughed. Almost. Not anymore. He frowned slightly. Good. That meant he was listening. He was alone, I said, nodding toward the ship behind him. Bleeding out. Surrounded by bodies. Sound familiar? His expression didn't change, but something behind it did. Barely. He is Dominion. He's a kid. He chose his duty. He chose to survive. That is not the same. No, I said. It's harder. Silence stretched. Tight. Fragile. You expect me to accept this? He asked. No. Then what is this? I took a breath. The wrong words would end this. The right ones might still end it. I sent a message once, I said. He didn't respond. Didn't think anyone would hear it. Irrelevant. That's what he was thinking. I could see it. I wasn't asking for rescue. I continued. I knew no one was coming. Then why transmit? There it was. The same question. Different voice. Same weight. I met his eyes. Because I didn't want to be the last one. Silence. Not empty this time. Heavy. Understanding creeping in where logic couldn't reach. Your son isn't alone, I said. Not anymore. He didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stood there, holding the line between war and something else. You take him back, I added, quieter now. And you're not saving him. What are you implying? I'm saying you're making sure he dies with the rest of them. His jaw tightened. He will die with honor. He'll die alone. That landed. I saw it. Small, but real. You came here with a fleet, I said. 7 ships for 1 survivor. He is not just a soldier. No, I said. He's yours. Silence again. Different now. Less sharp. More uncertain. You are asking me to leave without him. I'm asking you to see him alive. A long pause. Then, 1 hour, he said. I nodded. That's enough. The meeting lasted longer than that. I didn't stay. Didn't need to. When the Dominion ships finally pulled away, no shots fired, no threats left behind. I just stood there, alone in the docking bay again. Except, not alone. I could feel her before she spoke. You were effective. I exhaled. Don't start. You utilized the signal. I used words. You used truth. I rubbed my face. I got lucky. No. I glanced at her. No, she said. You were heard. I didn't answer. Didn't know how to. Because for the first time, that didn't feel like a mistake. They gave me a choice. Return to Earth. Clean record. Full honors. A quiet life somewhere far from frozen wreckage and empty signals. Or stay. Permanent bond. No separation. No reassignment. No after. I didn't answer right away. Arya stood beside me in the council chamber, still as always, but I could see it now. The tension, the slight shift in her posture. Waiting. You are not obligated, she said quietly. I know. You would not be alone among your people. I let out a breath. That's not the same. No. Silence stretched. I thought about the wreck, the bodies, the signal I didn't remember sending. Don't leave me alone. I'd said it without thinking, without believing anyone would hear it. And still, she had. Not because it was meant for her, because she chose to stay anyway. I looked at her. You could leave, I said. Yes. But you won't. No. Why? No hesitation. Because you remain. I nodded slowly, then turned back to the council. I'm staying. The words felt simple, like they'd already been decided somewhere else. Later, on the observation deck, the stars looked the same as they always had. Cold, distant, unaffected. Arya stood beside me, not watching, just there. You no longer transmit the signal, she said. I shrugged. Guess I don't need to. No. We stood in silence. Not empty this time, just quiet. And for once, it didn't feel like the end of anything. Thank you for listening to this story to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write in the comments what moment in this story impressed you the most. And also check out the other videos that just appeared on your screen. See you in the next video.